Okay, how are you doing, y'all? Hope everything's okay. Let's do this. First podcast of 2026. YouTube storyboard, check. Lighting, check. And audio, check. Alright, Donnie Says Something podcast of 2026 begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cue the music! Soon! Donnie is waiting, standing through the night. When you walk out through your door, I'll wave my flag and shout. All right. Okay, welcome everyone. How was your holidays? How was your Christmas? Everything went well? Did you get what you wanted? Did Santa Claus treat you nice? Hopefully he did. And for those who didn't get what they wanted from Santa Claus, well, let's say this is a good year to do good. Hopefully he'll reward you next Christmas. Anyway, welcome to the first Donnie Says Something podcast of 2026. My name's Donnie. I am your host. And as I get my things together, we got a packed show today. And we're going to start off with review of the Dallas Cowboys. It's not going to be a review, that will take a while. But just a little quick look see on how things went. 7-9-1. Not good. Especially that tie. And no one ties anymore, but we managed to get out with Green Bay. But 7-9-1. And Dak Prescott, he threw the ball, threw touchdowns until his arm fell off. And it's a darn shame because the defense didn't reward him for all his efforts. They gave up as many points as Dak Prescott and the Cowboy offense scored. 511 points given up. That's the most ever by any Dallas Cowboy team. Ever. Ever. And here are the ugly numbers there. I mentioned about the points given up. 251.5 in passing yards average per game. 35 passing TDs. And 125 yards allowed. Those were NFL lows this year. And that's the reason why Matt Eberflus is out of a job. And that's why the Dallas Cowboys is looking for another defensive coordinator. There's about like 4 or 5 defensive coordinators in the past year. So not only are they looking for a coordinator, but looking for someone that will give some cohesiveness as these years go along. So they're looking at Brian Flores, who's with the Minnesota Vikings. That's the one that the Cowboys want. That's top of their wish list. There's another candidate that they should look at. Gerald Alexander. Now that Mike Tomlin stepped down as coach as the Pittsburgh Steelers, Gerald Alexander, who was a defensive backs coach, should be looked at. And with Pittsburgh doing that gritty defense, although that gritty defense didn't show up in the game against Houston, he's someone that could help the Cowboys out, one way or another. So, that's what the Cowboys got going on. They're looking for a defensive coordinator, hoping to take that next level. And if it wasn't for a defensive coordinator like Matt Eberflus giving up all those points, Cowboys would be in the playoffs still. We could be looking at postseason stuff, but we got with the next year. That's I know. And now I'm gonna do something a little different this year, and since it's the first show of 2026. And I looked around and looked here, looked there. I don't think any sports talk radio station or any TV station has this. And I'm gonna do something which I think is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a watershed moment, but nonetheless, I'm gonna do something that's never done at DFW. I'm gonna do the first. Donnie, say something. DFW Sports Villan Award. Yes. Oh, let me get the music, but let me explain what this is. It's an award given to a sports figure that has done us fans wrong as far as keeping us out of winning championship situations. And I have 4 candidates. And first, let me get the music going here. Ready? Here we go. Alright. Okay, it's not Villan-esque music, it's ESPN's theme music for the college football playoffs. But nonetheless, oh, sure was fine. So, the last DFW Sports Villan Award is, like I mentioned, given to a player or personality that has done us wrong. And we have 4 candidates. And before we go into anything else, just let you know that all awards are tabulated, counted, and processed through the law firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. And how did Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe? I don't know. But that's who we have doing this. So let's get started here. We have 4 candidates, 4 nominees. Nominee number 1 was responsible for pulling off the worst trade, not only in NBA history, but in the history of sports. How can you trade a guy with the talent of Luka Doncic for a broken down, aging player? Nonetheless, nominee number 1 is Nico Harrison. That's Nico. And Ron Palika, who was the general manager of the Lakers, had a little coffee meeting. And Nico suggested, hey, you want Luka? I'll trade you Luka. And even though he has issues, I'll trade Luka for a guy that has playoff experience, but also experience with sitting on the bench with injuries. Well, he did that. So, Nico Harrison, candidate number 1 for the DFW Sports Villan Award. Candidate number 2, nominee number 2 is, I just mentioned him. And he was responsible for blocking the Cowboys of any possible playoff possibilities with his bad defense. And one thing about this guy, he didn't switch up anything during the season. He just kept the same game plan, bad scheme, bad dream. And when the opponents took on the Dallas Cowboys, they had one thing in mind: roll the ball deep. No one's not going to defend them. No one's not going to defend our receivers. They're going to be open like 7-11 all day long. So the second nominee is Matt Eberflus. nominee number 3. And I mentioned the trade that brought this guy here. We give up Luka, and we get this guy, and he has spent more time on the bench than actually on the court. Once upon a time, I wanted this guy on my team, but he was drafted a little younger. Now he's, well, Band-Aids and whatever gauze pads it needs to keep him upright, well, he's using them. Anthony Davis. And he recently injured his hand. But the good news is, for him, no need for surgery. So for at least 6 to 8 weeks, he's going to be sitting on the bench. But nonetheless, that's another injury that Anthony Davis could chalk up on his resume of all the injuries that he has, and he's going to be on the bench again. And now, candidate nominee number 4. And looking at him every time I see him, he looks like a villain. Nonetheless, Jerry Jones, Cowboys owner and general manager, for trading Michael Parsons. He had a year and a half to wrap this deal up and put him to a contract. But no, him, Micah, and his agent kept BSing around, and with all that, he couldn't get Micah under contract. So what does he do? Takes the easy out. He trades him to Green Bay. And at the beginning, Green Bay had some juice going for it. I mean, Micah was playing free, threatening quarterbacks left and right. And it looked like Green Bay was about to take off with the NFC North. But in the game against Denver, he injured his knee, tore up his ACL, and he was done for the year. And Green Bay was literally done for the year because they lost 5 games, including the game against Chicago. As a matter of fact, they lost Chicago twice, especially the game against the Bears in the playoff game. And they had the lead. Imagine if Michael Parsons was in the lineup. Green Bay would have held on to that lead, and we'd be talking about Green Bay playing in the next round instead of the Bears. And credit the Bears for doing a great job. And wow, I might be on the Bears bandwagon here. For Jerry Jones, to his credit, he has 2 draft picks in the first round, 12 and 20. But trading a talent like Michael Parsons away, we can't forgive you for that, Jerry. We can't. So, Nico Harrison, Matt Eberflus, Anthony Davis, and Jerry Jones. Those are your nominees for the DFW Sports Villain Award. And one of these folks gets this award. The winner of the DFW Sports Villain Award, the first ever. Hopefully we'll do more of these as time goes along. The first ever Villain Award goes to Nico Harrison. Yep. That's Nico. Your trade put the Mavericks back at least 4 or 5 years. No draft picks. I mean, we'll give you credit for putting together a team that got us the Mavericks to the NBA Finals in 2024. But after that, things went downhill. Thank you, Nico, for trashing the Dallas Mavericks lineup. And hopefully, Mavericks can find ways to get some of those players and draft picks back. But it's going to be a challenge from now here on in. And there you are, kids. I know the music is driving you nuts and driving me nuts. So there you are. Nico Harrison, winner of the DFW Sports Villain Award. All right. Oh yeah, by the way, I do have something I want to share with you. 7-9-1 Cowboys season record, but two of those wins.
Two of two things.
Whoops. Two of those wins was against last year's Super Bowl opponents, being the Kansas City Chiefs and
two of two things.
Okay. Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagle fans are mad because they got knocked out by San Francisco, and this bratty 11-year-old kid went off on his team. Listen.
Feeling two of two things. I want A.J. Brown packing his bags, and I want him somewhere else that is not here. I love you, A.J., but, you can't make those drops in that game. And I also want Kevin Patullo flipping burgers at, the local McDonald's or something. I don't care. Whenever he's an offensive coordinator, it's like he's flipping burgers. One side, he's cooking. One half, he's cooking. And the other half is completely raw and does absolutely nothing. This was a huge letdown. This was my Christmas present, and I got a loss.
You also got 2 lumps of coal.
Got a loss.
Yeah, shut up. Shut up, Pratt. Okay. So Philadelphia Eagle fans are mad. Cowboy fans are mad. But we have some things for you to look forward to for 2026 as we do the DFW Sports Whip Around. Second up, we should hold that off for next time because I'm about to run out of time here. We'll do a second part of this. Thank you for listening to the Donnie Sports Say Something podcast. It's a presentation of DFW. It's a presentation of Donnie. Yeah. Let me get this right. It's a presentation of Facebook.com/DFW Sports. Oh boy. I have a hard time. One more time. It's a production. It's a presentation of DS17 Media. Above my head is the hashtag. Facebook.com/DonnieSport17 Network, YouTube.com/DonnieSport17 Network. Until next time, we'll get this thing right. Take care, everyone.